Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's RV. Today I'm doing a review on the Tire Safeguard tire pressure monitoring system. The particular model that I purchased is the TPM-R306N. It's an external 6 tire cap sensor system. This is going to be just a short video, I'm hoping, and I'll go over the pros first that I liked about it, and then the couple things that I disliked. But just right off the bat, I really like this system. I'm happy with it. Took it on a trip. It was total about 1,000 miles, about 500 miles up and 500 miles back, and it worked outstanding. It was perfect. I had no issues whatsoever with the system. So let me go over the system real quick with you. You get the monitor. The monitor, I like the way that it's constructed. It doesn't look cheap to me at all. It's well made. I really like it. I'll go ahead and turn it on so you guys can see what the display looks like. The other thing I liked about it was easy to set up. I did a video prior to this one, going through the unboxing and setting it up, and you can see it comes from the factory pre-done. As long as you follow each one of these caps is going to be numbered, and it coincides with the location on the trailer or on your RV where you need to put the tire caps. As long as you follow that, I mean, that's it. It's really simple. It's really easy to set up. I like the fact that it has battery. Right now, as you can see, I don't have it plugged in. We have an on and off switch on the back, and that turns the battery on and off. See there, battery's off. Flip it back on, the battery's on. If you leave the battery off, you can use the 12-volt cable, plug it in here in the back, and it just comes on. So if you were out driving, you had it plugged in, you would need to unplug it either from your cigarette lighter from the back to turn it off. If not, the display stays on. Another thing I liked about it, this for lack of a better word, this Indiglow. At night, it was perfect. You can turn it on and off like this while you're driving, but I could see everything good. The size of this monitor for me is perfect because I didn't want something that was too big that was going to clutter my dashboard. And then I didn't want something too small because when I scan over and look at it to see what the tire pressures are, I want to be able to just quickly be able to see it. And for me, this was perfect. What else did I like about it? Well, for one, it kept the signal the whole time we were driving. I had no issues. The only thing I noticed was when you first started up in the morning and you start heading out, it took a little while because the sensors know when you're not moving. When you're not moving, it's sending a signal to the monitor, like I believe it's every hour. When you're driving, it's a lot faster. The low pressure setting, like if you unscrew a cap and so like you're showing it that you lost tire pressure, I'm not gonna say it's instant, but it's pretty quick. I was definitely happy with it. As a matter of fact, when I put the system together and I went out on my first trip, within 20 minutes, I got a low pressure sensor setting. It went off, the alarm went off telling me, and it showed me that one of my tires was low. It told me exactly which tire. I pulled off the highway, went to a gas station, and what it was I didn't follow the instructions to the T. The one thing I missed was it says spray with soapy water to make sure that there's no leaks. I unscrewed it, filled it up with air, and put the cap back on, and that was it. I drove the rest of the trip there and back, never had an issue with it again. So I actually got to see the monitor working. One thing I will say is that because it's a new device, I kept finding myself wanting to look at it. And my wife was like, isn't it going to beep? Isn't it going to alarm when it goes off? Like, why do you need to be looking at it? And I really couldn't, I really couldn't answer her why. The system comes with two types of caps. The caps I have, these are just caps. That's all they are. They make another one that's more of like a triangular shape. I'm going to try to see if I can post a picture in the video so you guys can see it. And it's a flow-through sensor. That was actually what I originally ordered. And when they sent me this, they sent it to me wrong. I spoke to the manufacturer. They were real cool. They said, hey, you know, go ahead and use them. You're going on a trip. When you come back, pack them up, put them in the mail, ship them out to us, and we'll send you out the caps that you ordered. But he did tell me that the other caps are larger, and they could stick out. And I'll show you, or you know, in the I'll post it in this video. I'll show you what it looks like with these caps on, and they don't really stick out, but they're close to it. So if I had another cap that was longer, I'd be worried that, God forbid, you rubbed it up against a curb or something like that, you could damage the sensor, and I really didn't want to do that. So that's why I went ahead and stayed with these caps. Another thing I liked about these, they come with, see if I can get this to focus here, multiple holes. So you take this Allen screw out, you go ahead and tighten the cap on, and then you can put the set screw anywhere you need it. So that was a good idea that they had with that one. Trying to think of anything else that I liked about it. I mean, it's just a good unit. It worked really well. My dislikes. The biggest one I would have to say is the mount. As you can see here, I put this command Velcro on the back of it because I didn't want to put 3M that was permanent and mount this thing to my dash. You know, I didn't want to have that. I would have liked to have seen this with a suction cup. So I'm going to look into seeing if I can adapt a suction cup for this. Right now, I had it mounted like this on the dash. It didn't really work for me. Well, I ended up taking it and just setting it down on my center console, and you know, my wife would keep track of it and see. So that's the one thing I don't care about is the mounting. It's not that it's bad. I mean, it's actually well made. You can see here. I mean, it snaps right in place. Boom. You know, it's adjustable. It has a screw on the side, so you can tighten it down. So however you wanted to mount it. If you were cool mounting it with the 3M tape, which I'm sure many people are, I'm not a full-timer, so it's not something I'm going to leave on all the time. So it's you know, the mount itself is good. I just don't like the way of attaching it. That's my issue with this. What was the other one? Oh, the location of the power cable. Power cable's on the back. So I thought of, okay, well, maybe I could take this Velcro, put it on the back, and just mount it right to my dashboard somewhere. You can do it, but you're always going to be utilizing it in the battery mode. I don't know how long the battery lasts. It probably lasts a long time, and it's not a big deal. And then all you got to do is, you know, plug it into your vehicle and charge it up while you're, you know, when you're not using it. But that was the other dislike, was how this was on the back. I think maybe if it was on the side, you know, or on the bottom or something like that, I think that would have been a, you know, a better way of doing it. But for whatever reason, you know, I'm sure maybe the internal components, they had to do what they had to do. And then the other thing is the long antenna. I'll show you guys a picture. It comes, you know, they show you the picture. It looks like this. It's just this little stubby antenna, which would have been nice because, you know, obviously you don't have anything sticking up. So when you have it up against your dash or on your windshield, this isn't hitting anything. Am I splitting hairs with my dislikes? I am, just because nothing's perfect and I had to come up with an idea, you know, something to complain about. My theory of the antenna is they probably originally had this little stubby antenna, They maybe were losing signal. They put this longer antenna that I don't know if you can see it close up. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Nah. It's an antenna, and then it has an antenna like a wire threaded along it as well. So, you know, obviously I don't know. I'm going to actually contact the manufacturer and see if they can tell me, but I'm going to go with this is what they needed to come up with so that the system worked well. And at the end of the day, that's all you want. This thing's sitting in my dash while I'm driving. It's not that big of a deal. So that's really it. I am truly happy with this system. I had no issues. Obviously, I only use it on one trip. Come July, we're going on another trip for 6 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks. We're going to drive up to the New England states. When I'm done doing that trip, I'm going to maybe add on to this review or do a second review of how I felt about it using it long term. But right now, as it stands, after a short trip of about 1,000 miles, I'm extremely happy with this unit, and I highly recommend it to anyone. I got it off of Amazon. I bought it right from the HCI Corporation. That was the best price that I could find on Amazon, and that's it. I think it's affordable. That's another thing. It's affordable compared to some of these other units. They were just too expensive for me. This was affordable, and I'm so glad that it's working out. So that's it. Let me know what you think. If you guys have any questions, put it in the comment sections. Hopefully you guys can give me a thumbs up, and we're going to start working hard on this channel, and hopefully be able to start putting out some more videos. So like I say always, safe travels, and we'll see you on the next one. I just wanted to show you guys how quick the sensors pick up a low tire pressure. As you can see, I just brought the unit out now. Hasn't picked up any of my tires yet. It takes a little while when you're not moving for it to pick up the tires. But I'm going to go ahead and take this cap off. There you go. I was actually picking up. There you go. Boom. It told me I had a problem with my tire. That's what you get when you're driving down the road. Still hasn't picked up the tires on this side. I'm going to go ahead and undo this one. Eight seconds. I mean, that's not bad. Not picked up the pressure again on that one. Still hasn't picked up that back tire yet. That's the only thing. It takes a little while. It's better when you're moving. It'll pick up the tire pressures quicker. That's it. Just wanted to show you real quick how fast the sensors work, telling you got low pressure.